I was at a recent dog show where there were quite a few dogs that broke their stays. And it didn't matter if it was the sits and downs in novice or if it was the stay while you cross the ring to perform the recall. I want my dog to know that once I say stay, they're absolutely not allowed to move at all. So I'm going to show you some of the proofing exercises I do with stay. When I originally taught the competition stay, I used a platform because it's easier for the dog to figure out not to move. And so now when I'm going back to proofing, I'm going to go back to the platform. So what I'll do, we'll change the angle so you can see a little bit. Get off a second, baby. Hang on. Good girl. Right here. Okay. Good girl. So first I'm going to tell my dog stay, walk around. If I see those feet move at all, like just now, she lifted her head up to watch me, and that caused her to be off balance, so she lifted up a foot. I just gave her a correction, very quick, not hard. You see she's still willing to eat, so it's not damaging her psyche. So don't throw half your tools away because you're a positive only trainer. A positive only trainer is not going to be very successful at training some of your more independent dominant dogs. So I'm going to try walking around again. Sit, please. Stay. Oops, her foot moved again. Stay. Much better. Good girl. Now I'll go the other way. Stay. Good job. Now what I'm going to do, go out in front of her, stay, and clap my hands. Because you're going to have people ringside clapping. So you want to make sure she's okay with that. Good girl. Nice job. I don't have to walk around my dog every time I return when I'm training. That's a requirement in the competition ring. That's not a requirement for training. Do whatever you want. The quicker I get back into position, the quicker I can get another repetition, the quicker she's going to learn. So another proofing I'll do is I'll remind her to stay, then I'll get down to her level. A lot of dogs think that this is their cue to get down, and I don't want her down. I asked her to stay. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, another proof. Stay. I'm going to say her name in a calm manner, so not excited. I don't want her to move. And then I'll remind her to stay. Maverick, stay. Good girl. Good girl. Stay. Maverick, stay. Good. You saw how she was a little bit jerky, because usually when you say their name, they anticipate you telling them to do something instead of not do something. So you want to make sure their name is very, very calm when you say it. So one of the hard proofing exercises, when I say stay now, I'm going to take a hold of her collar right next to the buckle. As I walk away, there's just a tiny bit of pressure on the leash. You see how it's taut and straight out? Good girl. I want her to know she has to stay during that. The first 1 or 2 times you do that, the dog says to themselves, oh, she said stay, but she's walking away and she's pulling my leash. I bet she got it wrong. I better go follow her. So no, I told her stay. I need her to listen to me. The most common mistake people do is stay. They wait till they get to the end and then they pull. Okay, that's almost guaranteed to have the dog come off at first. Maverick's been trained, so she's not going to come off. Another thing they'll do is stay and then feed. Whoopsie. She goes, what the heck are you doing? Stay. And then they'll feed it out. Again, don't do that. So stay. Just let it pull through your hand. See how that line is almost straight? I want just enough tension she feels it, not so much tension that I pull her off. Now we're going to start using distractions that she might see out from the ring looking out. Stay. When I use the toys to proof, I didn't toss them on the ground. I wanted them already on the ground, because when I reward my dog while healing, I toss the treat from my hand. So I didn't want to confuse her and toss a distraction, then correct her for that. But while working on stay, I get to toss the treat because I've never tossed a treat while we're staying. So stay. Good. Good girl. I'll change hands. I can get into my pocket. Stay. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Stay. Good girl. Stay. Whoopsie. She moved her feet. I don't want that. Stay. So we'll try that again. So that means don't just throw in front, throw in back also. Stay. Whoops. So I didn't have to correct her. She corrected herself. Good girl. Just remember, a correction is what's needed to change behavior. She was going to take off after the toy. I said, oops. She immediately self-corrected and got back up on the platform. Try it again. Stay. Very good. Good girl. If you have a helper, it would be very appropriate to have your helper toss the toys as you're trying to get your dog to stay. And that way you can manage the leash with both hands if you need to. If you have a helper, or if you're doing it yourself, don't use an excited voice when you toss the treats. Again, don't tease your dog. You're training your dog, not teasing. So don't let your helper say, Fluffy, look, go get it, and then toss it, and you just corrected Fluffy. That is absolutely not okay. You want to do it just very matter of fact. You want to stay calm, and you're just dropping. You can toss a little bit, but you don't want excitement in there. You don't want the excitement to come from you if you want your dog to ignore it. One more proofing exercise. I have a treat. Leash in one hand, treat in the opposite hand. Remind my dog to stay. Start at her nose and go straight out. Good girl. I don't want those feet to move. Now I'll switch hands. Stay. Good. Switch hands again. Stay. Good. Stay. Good. Now we'll try it with a toy. Maverick's favorite toy, her favorite game is to play tug. So we'll do the same thing with the tug that we did with the treat. Start at her nose, stay. Good. I'm going to reward her with a treat. Switch hands, stay. Good. Stay. Good. Stay. Good. Okay, anything you can think of that's not super high energy or uncomfortable, go ahead and expose your dog to it. Anything you can think of as a distraction. If you bomb-proof your dog is not going to break their stay in the ring.